we'll meet one another again, and next time I'll win.
KHYRON wasn't known to easily let go of a grudge. After all, one doesn't earn a title like the Backstabber without a little payback. He wasn't allowed to harm the SDF-1 significantly, but his continued attacks certainly roughed it up a bit. Despite Britai's direct orders to simply follow the battle fortress, he was curious to see if the Micronians could be worn down. Yet he couldn't help but admit how the closer these Micronians moved towards their homeworld, the greater their fighting spirit became, and Exodor concurred. Britai's curiosity was satiated for now. It was time to rein in KHYRON. His revenge must be denied. His petulance was irrelevant. After all, there was a certain demeanor expected of a true Zentradi warrior.
KHYRON is a Zentradi, whether he likes it or not.
Aboard the SDF-1, Rick Hunter found himself considering matters of a much more serious nature.
Now what do I do? Tonight we're gonna celebrate MINMEI's birthday, and I still haven't figured out what to give her yet.
It was a harder decision than the one he made to enlist. Before he can even give it much thought, the ship's military PA in his room makes an announcement summoning back specific personnel, including Rick. He wonders what other problems this day can throw at him. Outside the ship, we find that Britai's chastisements have done little to dissuade the ambitions of KHYRON. As one of his lieutenants reminds him of their standing orders to cease attacks on the battle fortress, KHYRON reminds him that they're simply practicing. And if they happen to run into the fortress while they're practicing, well, that's just too bad for the Micronians. While KHYRON continues his practice, Rick reports for duty as ordered, only to find he's the last one to arrive to, well, whatever this is about, and that's never a good look. Yet the top brass in the room is all smiles, including Roy. As Rick is lined up with the others standing at attention, the presiding general begins this ceremony, meant to recognize the excellence shown by these men during the Battle of Cerebase on Mars. Such courage under fire deserves to be acknowledged. Once again, we see these brave veterans tower over Rick's slight frame, as he breaks decorum in a motion to Roy, hardly believing such an event is happening to him. Roy remains motionless but smiling, as Rick finds his propriety once more, eyeing the medals being passed out, still barely believing he'd earned one. And sure enough, he leaves the room with one bright on his chest, walking proud as can be, but the day still has more surprises for him.
Hey, little brother. Huh? Hold on a minute. Let's you and I have a little talk in my room.
What a great ceremony that was.
Mm-hmm.
So, what's up, Roy?
Have a seat.
Huh? Oh, okay. What you got?
Just another medal you'll have to get used to.
Huh?
You've been promoted, little brother. From now on, you're a lieutenant. You proved your leadership capabilities under fire. Put it on next to your award.
Oh, sure.
Oh, and by the way, there is one other thing.
Wow, what else is there?
I'm assigning 2 subordinates to your command.
I'll spare you all the headache-inducing flashiness of Roy's, super advanced future computer.
This is Corporal Ben Dixon. He has 378 hours in simulation and 66 hours of flight time. He is Class A. This is Corporal Maximilian Sterling. He has 320 hours in simulation and 50 hours of flight time. He is also Class A.
Oh, nothing like babysitting a couple of new guys on the job. But at least them being Class A pilots was promising. Rick protests the notion of taking on leadership, but Roy's instructions and encouragement leave no room for arguing.
There's also a manual for you that contains all the official things you'll need to know about being a lieutenant. I guess that must be them. Come in. Reporting is ordered. This man will be your new commanding officer from now on. He's Lieutenant Rick Hunter, and he's quite a good fighter pilot. In fact, he was just awarded the Titanium Medal.
I'm honored to be serving under your command, Lieutenant Hunter. Corporal Ben Dixon reporting, and while I'm around, I assure you nothing will go wrong.
Yeah, I'm glad we're gonna be on the same team.
I'm Corporal Max Sterling, sir. Call me Max. I'm very inexperienced and might be needing a lot of help.
Well, I'm pleased to meet you.
Yes, sir.
Roy officially dismisses Rick, knowing he has a certain birthday party to attend to. As Rick gives leave to Ben and Max, they kinda sort of invite themselves along to whatever party this is. Rick considers it a moment, but figures it'll be fun. The more the merrier. All decorum goes out the window as the three of them instantly become best buds, heading down the hallways making a ruckus as Roy looks on with a smile, Riley wondering if this promotion was a mistake. On the bridge, we find this day is full of surprises for Lisa as well.
Thank you. Why, him?
What's that?
Why did this boy Hunter get promoted up to the rank of group leader?
I guess he got the promotion when he swooped down and rescued a damsel in distress back on Mars.
Oh, I'm responsible for promoting this incompetent... Oh, brother.
Ben boisterously dominates the conversation on the way to the restaurant, as Max shyly listens, chiming in from time to time. Although Rick feels strange being in charge of these guys, he's quickly reminded who is really in charge once they enter the restaurant.
Ricky Hunter, you're late, but at least you made it to my party.
Glad I could come.
MINMEI shows off her new outfit to Rick, who is certainly pleased by it, but it quickly draws the wrong kind of attention from Ben, who harmlessly but loudly introduces himself. MINMEI finds it terribly off-putting as Rick apologizes, finishing the introductions of Ben and Max. Max, being far more reserved and polite, is certainly more MINMEI's type, as she is charmed by him, dragging him over to her own table with Rick close behind. Mayor Tommy greets Rick, but MINMEI butts in, waiting for what is surely a thoughtful and endearing present from her adoring Ricky Hunter. He clumsily attempts to evade the whole subject, which fails to satiate MINMEI, until Rick, exaggerates that he's, left her present back in his room. Speaking of presents, it was time for KHYRON to give his to the battle fortress. The radar jamming he puts out blocks all sensors, but that alone alerts the savvy Lisa and Claudia, who put out the red alert to scramble all fighters.
Attention, this is an emergency. All veritech group members scramble. All veritech group members scramble immediately. Emergency.
Oh no, you're going?
Sorry.
Well,
What can you do? That's the Army. Taxi! Hey, taxi! Come on, you guys, let's get going.
Hey, I can't take all you guys.
You gotta take us, pal. This is an emergency.
All right, but you're each paying separately.
Hey there, boss. That girl sure was cute. Is she anything to you like your girlfriend?
What kind of question is that to ask me at a time like this, Ben? You okay, Max? You're looking kind of green.
Yeah, I think I'm just a little tense.
Hey, Max, don't worry about a thing. You know nothing can go wrong while I'm around.
Oh, brother, now I'm really worried about this flight.
All veritechs prepare to launch, black squadron, green, blue, brown, as Rick raises to the flight deck, ready to head out with his newly designated Vermilion Squad. He orders his team to the fourth quadrant of the ship, but Ben complains the position is too defensive, with all the really heavy action happening way over there. The frustration Rick feels is mounting as he reminds Ben to follow the orders issued. Ben may just get his wish, though, as that first battle group is just a decoy, with the main Zentradi force being led to Vermilion Squad's position by KHYRON himself. Global orders the destroids deployed to defend that section of the SDF-1, but KHYRON's experienced and bloodthirsty battle pods easily outmaneuver them. Rick, Ben, and Max move to intercept their small squadron all there is to meet KHYRON's in time. Ben's bravado proves to be a liability as he's quickly tailed by a pod, causing Rick to have to come to his rescue and bail him out.
Sure was a big fat mess you got me out of. Hey, is that Max? Look at him go!
Max, you tore him up.
I'm happy I was able to help out. I'll show you something I learned in flight school called Foker's Fake. Now remember, you have to confuse them. And while they're looking for you, you come up behind them. But you gotta be fast.
It's unbelievable.
Lieutenant Hunter.
Huh?
Bad defensive maneuvers. Your response time will have to improve immediately.
Just wouldn't be a normal day without getting harassed by Ms. Hayes. Rick is amazed at the difference and juxtaposition of his two subordinates, as are we, the audience. Ben is fun, even in his failure to live up to his own hype. But how freaking cool is Max Sterling? Such a quiet and modest guy running circles around the enemy. Rick is as excellent a pilot as the SDF-1 has, and even he can't believe the moves Max is able to pull off in his signature blue veritech. It remains to be seen if it's enough, though. The battle pods regroup as KHYRON leads the next wave, attacking the apparently weak position Rick and his team are defending. Vermilion Squad picks off a few, but there's too many. They begin landing on the ship, dispatching the destroids defending its surface. Rick's team switch to Battloid to clear them out, but Ben takes a shot to the back. Rick is able to save him once again and begins to clear the area, but it isn't long before he comes head-to-head with KHYRON the Backstabber. Both warriors find the other extremely skilled, and though they both incur major damage to their mecha, their battle is not easily finished.
Fights extremely well.
His next shot's got my name on it. You gotta think fast, Rick, or you're a goner.
Ritai is informed of KHYRON's direct assault on the battle fortress and is livid, not only at the prospect of the reckless KHYRON damaging the ship, but for disobeying his express orders altogether and attacking it at this time. He orders the use of a manual override beam to recall KHYRON and his battalions. The invisible signal is sent, frustrating an annoyed KHYRON locked in battle with this Micronian fighter. Yet the systems of his battle pod and all the others are automatically recalled back to the Zentradi fleet, leaving Rick and company in confusion as much as relief. Captain Gloval takes this as evidence of infighting among the enemy ranks, which can only be a good thing for the SDF-1. We get a quick shot of the other unspoken heroes aboard the ship, those airframe and avionics mechanics who keep the Veritechs and Destroids in fighting condition. While they work tirelessly, the pilots take a breather after an intense battle. Ben is bandaged up, but mostly his pride is hurt. As the boys of Vermilion Squad tally up their day's work, Rick took out 5 battle pods, but is impressed with Max's 9, which he modestly chalks up to luck. Ben is shocked, especially since his own count was 0. They call it a day as they bid each other goodnight and head to their quarters, as an exhausted Rick has the nagging feeling that with all the events of this day, he's still forgetting something.
Oh, I forgot! Minmei's gonna kill me if I don't get her a birthday present. Now where am I gonna find something at this time of night?
Cola makes the good times roll. Have a peanut.
Wait a second. Great, a jewelry store! This place isn't open? Oh boy. I gotta tell her. If I can face an enemy squadron, I can face an angry girlfriend. I think.
As he tries to come up with an excuse, a funny anecdote, anything he can tell her to salvage this oversight, he sees her in the window, and she spots him as well. Well, she's happy to see him, and as he admits he's come to apologize, she assumes it's just for coming so late to give her a present. Rick just can't admit he'd never picked one up, so he scrambles for anything on his person that could work, and fortunately finds...
You didn't forget, and you still have time. That's fabulous, Rick. It's not midnight yet, so it's still my birthday.
A guess it could be a gift, so why not? Yeah! Hey, here it comes! It must be my day. Catch! Here you are!
I got it! Oh, caught it! Oh. What is it? Oh, it sparkles and it's so beautiful. Did you really get this from me, Rick?
Mm-hmm.
I love it. Wherever did you get it?
I'll tell you later, MINMEI. Happy birthday! Bye!
Bye! He's so sweet.
The day is saved, both outside the ship and within. Rick wisely leaves on a high note, making a strategic retreat. But MINMEI is smiling, her birthday ends happily, and all is well aboard the mighty SDF-1.